Oh, teachers are no. Well, guys, a lot of most I would say most teachers are thoughts, and you guys got to watch out. I've been saying this. That's one of the main things I've led with, outside of the witchcraft allegations that I've been putting out there when we're talking about modern women. But I'm telling you, when we talk about these teachers, and that includes the daycare workers, you better do your investigations on these people. They're targeting kids, bro. And low key, this is not really new stuff. It's just now women are being now more diligent. I'm talking about men and women are now being more diligent around the female workers that their kids are being led under. And then on top of that, kids are telling a little bit more now. More male victims are coming out and saying what happened to them. And but I believe this has always been undercurrent, and this would happen back in the day. But now it's going to be even more prevalent now, because it's pretty clear what's happening. Because when you're especially you're seeing like women. I'm talking about women that can get a man, but they're just when I always bring up the example, the girl that got caught with the 18-year-old, her 18-year-old student, and I'm like, you couldn't find no. It was like that 26-year-old female teacher, 25-year-old, and you're looking at the girl. I'm like, you couldn't find nobody, and because I'm looking at her. This is a girl that could date white. She could date a white guy. She could date a black guy because she has the complexion to do that. This was, I could tell this was a mixed girl, right? I'm looking at her. I'm like, you couldn't find nobody. There wasn't one guy. Yeah, I'm like, you need to be locked up. And people are like, but he's 18. I'm like, no, that's her student, Ninja. I'm like, she got to be locked up. But we already know stuff like that doesn't happen to women like this. So I always say, you guys need to be watching women around your kids, especially now, like a hawk, because they are targeting kids. They are targeting kids. This new generation of women now is like, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear now. They are targeting kids. So let's hear the story. Georgia daycare worker terminated after having an inappropriate relationship with 10-year-old boy, sending minor pictures of her and seemingly grooming him by buying him expensive gifts. A Georgia daycare worker is under investigation for carrying on an inappropriate relationship with a 10-year-old boy under her care. His mother is outraged, you see, after discovering this is what's happening a lot now, where the I'm talking about the moms are finding out that they got straight up thoughts working at these youth centers, um, schools, churches. You know what I'm saying? So they're everywhere, and they target young boys. He said the incident came to light when Grace Shoyelu noticed something amiss with a newer employee at the Youth Life Center on Valley Hill Road when she took notice that she would give her son rather expensive hugs during pickup. Now, when it comes to these workers, we can talk about daycare workers, we can talk about these youth center workers. I remember going to one of these spots when I was in kindergarten. Then you know that the bar of entry is there's no bar. There's no bar. The bar of, it's not even that the bar of entry is low. It's like there's no bar. They literally hire anybody that applies to these spots. You know, they do like zero background research on these people that take care of kids, and we claim to care, but we don't. But that's another story. Shoyelu's suspicions were initially triggered when she looked in her son's phone and found that the daycare worker's face adorned a screen for his wallpaper, but it was the content of the text messages that left her horrified. Messages exchanged between the worker and her young son hinted at a relationship that may have spanned weeks. Her name was saved in his phone as quote unquote mommy. This is crazy. And there were a bunch of I love yous and inappropriate inquiries asking, what are you wearing? One message included a photo of the daycare worker wearing a short skirt, a picture inappropriate for a 10-year-old. Shoyelu also uncovered that the worker had purchased clothes, shoes, and even a gold chain for her son. Oh man, dressing up the ninja. Remember how we joke about how like the single moms will dress up their sons as the dads that as the baby fathers that left them. But now you got the teachers, the straggled teachers, the straggled daycare workers dressing up their pupils as the chads that pumped and dumped him. Not even was with them, just that pumped and dumped. Oh man. Or like I remember I saw that story where the husband was like concerned when like he had a wife that worked in the inner cities, and his wife bought this ninja some Tims. Bought him some Tims. I was like, oh, bro, you might as well divorce that broad right now. You already know what's going on with that. They said the daycare worker's name has been withheld due to the absence of formal charges. What? So now they care about when it's a female's name that can be indicted for charges. Now they want to talk about, oh, well, let's not put her name out there. Come on. You see, we're not playing fair here. Any man that even gets an allegation, they put the guy's whole name, his whole address, they put his everything on everything. Now they don't want to put her name out there. That's crazy. Youth Life Center, where the incident occurred, issued a statement. We take seriously our responsibility to provide a safe and positive environment for the young people in our programs. Upon learning of these allegations, we notified the appropriate authorities and commenced an internal investigation. While the criminal allegations remain under investigation, we have terminated the employee for violations of standard operating procedures. But we're not going to put her name out there. Wow, that's crazy. Clayton County, Riverdale, where is that? Riverdale, Clayton County. Let's search that. Riverdale, Clayton County. Oh, in Georgia. So yeah, let's watch the formal report.
That had more than crossed the line, and she's uncovered that relationship that had been brewing for likely weeks.
They hugged for a lengthy period of time.
Grace Shawelu thought something was off with a newer worker here at Youth Life Center on Valley Hill Road, but when she plugged in her son's phone,
her face was his screensaver.
Yeah, that's a straggle right there. That I can already tell. The scully cap that's holding the weave together with the fluorescent red/purple weave. You know what I'm saying? Keeping that together, and you already can tell she got a costume on already. Got a full face of clown makeup. Yep, this is a straggle.
The phone, and it was a picture that she had taken of herself.
And she started digging.
I went through his text messages because that was the first thing that I thought. And her name was saved in his phone as Mommy. And it's a bunch of I love yous and what are you wearing?
She shared pictures of much of the concerning conversation between her.
Yeah, this is weird.
Her son and the 24-year-old worker, and pictures like this one.
Oh, 24-year-old. Yep, yeah, she's targeting kids. She's targeting kids. You gotta lock her up.
Not a picture that you send to a 10-year-old. That's a picture that you send to your man.
She said
by the way, that picture right there, that's hooker attire. And clearly for her to get the job that she got, she's also probably messing with one of the male workers or one of the men that is running this center.
Worker bought her son clothes, shoes, and even a gold chain. And Grace said when investigators came to her apartment, a Department of Family and Children's Services worker got her 10-year-old to reveal more.
He did say that this incident where she was rubbing his leg happened on the way back from the field trip.
We aren't using the worker's name or face because she is yet to be charged. And that's why
that's ridiculous. Oh, we don't want to put her name. I'm like, they never did that when anytime just the allegation alone, they will put they'll put this man's whole social security out there. Now we don't want to put the ID out there. That come on. Now we value discretion. Isn't that interesting?
Grace is outraged.
Had it been a situation where it was a little girl and a grown man, mm-hmm. They would have locked him up on the spot.
Exactly. So now you see because I've been telling you, particularly women with sons, or I say parents that have sons, that you know that he's going to have girls in the future. Just know you're going to have older women targeting him when he's like 9, 8 years old. You know what I mean? Because people are already on alert when they have pretty daughters, right? And they already, okay, let's make sure she stays away from men in general. But they, for some reason, they don't put the precautions when it comes to the sons and older women. You know what I mean? It's interesting how that works.
With no questions until he was proven innocent.
I reached out to
Yep. This is the stuff that women are starting to find out, where it's just like, look, what are you guys doing? You're just letting her off the hook now, because now they're looking at it and that they know good and damn well if that was the situation was in reverse. If that was a man sending a little girl these text messages, they would have had this ninja locked up, have his whole name, his family, where he went to school, what Twitter, if he was following anybody in the RP. They'll put all of that out there.
to Youth Life Center, who sent a statement saying, upon learning of these allegations, we took immediate action by notifying the appropriate authorities, going on to say we have terminated the employee for violations of standard operating procedures. Grace won't rest until that worker is charged.
Channel 2's Candace.
Yeah. But shout out to the mother. Hopefully she gets, she's able to put, she can put the name out there. But I already feel like they're already putting gag orders in terms of they're probably telling her, oh, no, we can't even go on if you're going to put the name out there.
McCowan back out live with us from Clayton County. So, Candace, where does this case stand now?
Wendy, we reached out multiple times to Clayton County Police, and we have not heard back. We did hear back from DFAX, who says that they are looking into this case, but couldn't say much else because of privacy reasons. That mother says that her 10-year-old is just confused right now. Wendy?
And we can all understand why. This is all just very inappropriate, and I know you'll be following this one for us, Candace. Thank you.
Center that had more than crossed the line. And
also, I think particularly when it comes to Black men, because women are starting to find out they'll be dating a Black man, and then they'll find out a lot of those guys, or a lot of dudes that they're dating in general, they're telling them that, oh yeah, I lost my virginity when I was 10 years old, 13 years old, 12-year-old, and it was to the older woman living down the street or to a babysitter. A lot of times they're revealing this, and now I hope people are starting to put two and two together. Why you got like a whole generation of young men. All of a sudden, MILF porn is like the most requested thing from young men, or you'll have basically you'll have these dudes talking about, oh, I love my woman big and thick, and people don't put two and two together. Like, why is that their preference when we already know mostly men like women that are just generally petite, and people that are women that are smaller than them, someone that they could really take care of. And now people are now putting two and two together on why their preferences are, or particularly why Black men's preferences are the way they are. And people are now putting two and two together is because they were groomed or they were molested early on in life, and that messed them up sexually. I don't know why people can't put two and two together when it comes to that, but we'll just let the normies do normie things. But yeah, I hope people start putting two and two together.